Hi, Chem Peeps. Let's balance a hydrocarbon combustion reaction. This tends to be problematic for students, so let me show you how to handle this. I have listed what I have for each element on both sides of the equation. We get that from the subscripts found in the chemical formulas. The next thing that I'm going to do is balance anything that is not oxygen or hydrogen or a polyatomic ion. Remember, the only place that I can change the equation is with a coefficient out in front. So looking at carbon on the left, we have 2 carbons, and on the right we have 1 carbon. I am going to put a 2 in front of the carbon dioxide, and I must change both the carbon and the oxygen. So 2 times 1 carbon is going to change my total to 2 carbons, and 2 times 2 gives me 4 oxygens plus the 1 that is found in the water, a total of 5. Let's look at the hydrogens. To fix the hydrogens, I have 6 on the left, 2 on the right. I'm going to put a 3 in front of the water. Again, I must change both the hydrogen and oxygen totals. 3 times 2 gives me 6 hydrogens, and 3 times 1 oxygen is 3, plus the 4 that we had in the carbon dioxide. So my total here is now 7. This is where the problem arises. Because oxygen is diatomic, it is always going to have 2 oxygens, and anything I multiply by is going to give me an even number, but I have an odd number on the right. What I tell my students to do is to multiply by a fraction that will get rid of that 2. If I take 7 halves times a 2, the 2's divide out and we have 7. So now my total is 7. But I don't usually like my students to leave fractions in the chemical equation. So to get rid of the fraction, we're going to multiply the entire equation, by 2. And if I do that, that puts a 2 in front of the C2H6. The 2's will divide out, and I now have a 7 in front of the oxygen. 2 times 2 will give me a 4 in front of the carbon dioxide, and 2 times 3 is going to give me a 6 in front of the water. Let's check our totals. 2 times 2 is going to give me 4 here. 2 times 6 is going to give me 12 hydrogens. And 7 times 2 is going to give me a total of 14. And that is my list on the left. On the right, 4 times 1 is going to give me 4 carbons. 4 times 2 is going to give me 8, plus 6 times 1 is going to give me 6. So 8 and 6 is a total of 14. And then 6 times 2 for the hydrogen is going to give me 12. And you can see my list is the same, and this is a balanced equation. Find me on TikTok and YouTube at Chem's Chem Chats.